Hi, and welcome once again. Thanks for chiming in. I'm Richie with A-Zone Defense. This is part of a series for reloading for beginners. So please take the time to subscribe and like. I'm looking forward to reading all your comments. Let's get right into this. At this point in the series, you probably already decided on which system you're going to go with. You're going to bench load from your home or workshop, or you're going to have some type of hand load kit to work from home and maybe take to the range with you. There's also something I also mentioned, which is the classic reloader for a specific caliber that you could reload while shooting at the range versus having all these dies, okay, that you're working with from the bench or hand pressing. Now, there's something out there called components and consumables. These are things you're going to be buying or recycling, right? Components are things like, your shell casings, right? Your bullets. Your consumables are your powder. Now, if you go to the store, don't just pick up any kind of powder that just says rifle or universal gunpowder, those kind of things. That will definitely sink your ship. You're gonna need low data. So if you hear people talk about, give me low data, I want you to look for low data. There's some low data that's on the label that's not clear enough. Go buy or download from the manufacturer's website clear low data. Now this happens to be a book from Lee Precision, second edition, that was included with my turret press as a combo kit. This low data is gonna give you the overall, right, case length, the minimum and maximum, right, case sizes. It's going to tell you which powder types goes with what bullet grains and starting loads. It's going to go over whether or not you're working with a jacketed bullet or a non-jacketed bullet, or a bullet that's flat nose versus round nose, and it's going to give you some velocity information, right? As well as starting off with whether a large or small primer for whether it's pistol or rifle. Very key information. So if you're loading or reloading a 308, you're going to use a large rifle primer versus a small rifle primer such as a 223, okay? And when working with rifle calibers, you're going to need some case length gauges as well as some shell holders for those cases, right? You're also going to need a scale, whether you're going to go with a beam type scale or a digital scale. These beam scales are very, very accurate. You can get really accurate digital scales. I personally like both. However, this is much more easier and easier just to work with and put it into my ammo can versus something that's, a little bit more delicate. You can get these products on the cheap. I don't recommend buying something too cheap. So, because you're always going to want to calibrate, right, your scale and make sure that it works, right? Because something that's not working right, giving you false readings, you definitely don't want. Now, you're also going to need a caliper. Go with the digital caliber. They seem to work well. You can measure those lengths as mentioned, right? Something as an option is your pad. Now these pads are case loop pads. You take your shells and you rub it on your case to lubricate your casing so they won't get stuck in some of your dies. Now most dies out there are carbide dies, and you don't really have to lube, but you still want to keep some type of lube on your shell so they won't get stuck. Okay, it's very, very important. Now, as far as data, there's also what they call primer size and bullet diameter charts that may or may not be included with all the load data out there. Whenever you're getting load data, make sure it comes from a reliable source, like directly from the manufacturer of powder or your equipment, right? They'll give you load data. If you're on a bulletin board or social media, don't trust those low data. you know, because you don't want things going wrong. A lot of people have their secret sauces, but they're not telling you all the, you know, little ins and outs, right? Bullet grain, whether it's full metal jacket or whether it's you know, polymer coated, those kind of things. You know, different types of cases, different types of primers out there. So it's a lot of stuff. You need to be in the know, do your homework, do your research, you know, have fun with this. Hopefully this doesn't make it look too difficult. It's really not, especially if you're going to be reloading a couple calibers. You just need to know what kind of primers you're going to get. Make sure that the powder matches what you intend to shoot as far as your bullet grain, and make sure you have, you know, a digital caliper and some type of scale to do your quality control checks. And don't forget, obviously, a reliable source for load data. Anyways, have fun with this, stay safe, God bless.